Everybody, I'm Lee, and welcome to Grimmleighs. Here we are looking at day 6 of Inktober, so let's get the cardstock going. Today, the prompt is Spirit, and that makes me really happy because I'm going to be using the Haunted Mansion book here that one of my kids gave me for my birthday a few years back. It's one of my prized possessions. I love art books, and so today we're going to be doing as our Spirit my version of the Hatbox Ghost. The Hatbox Ghost is one of the coolest optical effects that they had going in place at the Haunted Mansion, but it's something that was so elaborate in its execution that they had to shelve it for a while, literally like 40 years, I think, because it was too ambitious. It was too hard to pull off the special effect for it. Because the Hatbox Ghost, he's just sitting here alongside the track, and as you go by on the Doom Buggy, his head disappears and it shows up inside his hat box. So we're going to draw him with his head intact today. Such a great character. There's on Disney Plus, there's a documentary about the Haunted Mansion, and it talks about the different personalities that were put in charge of realizing the ride. And I just kind of love that they took a super creative type who wasn't going to follow any rules, and just a real kind of extreme stick in the mud kind of guy who was going to follow all the rules, and the two of them just butted heads nonstop, trying to one up each other on what was going to be the Haunted Mansion. And it wasn't until Walt Disney died that the two of them actually started working together to make the ride come together. It's kind of a neat thing. Haunted Mansion, I can't do a lot of fast rides. They kind of mess with me a little bit. But the Haunted Mansion's one of those rides that, you know, if you go to Disneyland with me, that's cool. You go ahead and hit all the rides. I'm just going to be on the Haunted Mansion the entire time that we're there. Might do a couple other rides, of course. Disneyland's great. But Haunted Mansion's where it's at for me. And we're looking at time. We're about 4 minutes in. So that's good. Let's get his waistcoat in. He's got some buttons. And if you haven't had a chance to check out this book, it is so cool. I think it's a Disney Press book to begin with, so they just went all out in the design and the interviews and the pictures. It's like everything you could ever want to know about the ride. Oh, he's got a lot of hair too. Alright, let's get to inking. Let's find the pen. These are all things we need. There I go, smacking the camera again. Sorry guys, if I smack the camera too many more times, you'll get a full refund on this installment. Guaranteed. This guy kind of reminds me of the Misfits skull a little bit. Tell me there wasn't any kind of inspiration going on there. From the Misfits, not Haunted Mansion. So, yeah, this is a character that I first heard about when I was in my early 20s and going to Disneyland with a few friends. And Carrie Jackson, who is probably one of the more prominent Disney historians that I know, kept telling me about the Hatbox Ghost, and I thought he was out of his mind. And then, lo and behold, visiting Disneyland a few years ago, and they had fixed the Hatbox Ghost, and so he's part of the ride now, which is fantastic. There's a magician's trick that involves, and it's named after the magician that created it, and they used it for the Star Trek The Next Generation transporter playset in the early 90s. Oh boy, I'm going to feel really silly for not remembering this. But the trick to it is that you use a pane of highly reflective glass, and you shine the image that you want to have disappear behind the glass, or actually on the glass, sorry, with a projector of some sort or another, and then you shine enough light either behind it or ahead of it that it makes the object apparently disappear. So that's the case with the Hatbox Ghost, is that there's this reflective glass in front of his head and also in the box. And so when you do the lighting just right, I'm not going to insult either of our intelligences by trying to remember this stuff, but if you shine the light on it just right, you'll get the effect of whatever it is that you have behind the glass, or that you're projecting with the glass. You'll have the effect of it disappearing, which is so cool. The Haunted Mansion in itself is just an amazing marvel of engineering. I mean, they built this thing in the 60s, and there's so much about it that I think is just, you know, did they get the technology for this stuff out of a Roswell crash or something? I just don't know, but I think he's actually wearing traditional pants, but I wanted to go with something a little more. I wanted to put him in knee pants or high-rise pants. have 7 minutes left. Now we have 4 minutes to get some color in there. The thing with these guys is that they tend to be green at the Haunted Mansion. I'm going to go with this acrylic plasma fluid is the color. So I use it to paint ghosts sometimes for miniatures. So let's see how it looks on a drawing or a painting. Okay, just about a minute left. I'd like to get some white in here if at all possible. So let's stop messing around with that part and start messing around with this part. Oh! 1 minute. Ten seconds. And that's it. All right. So there we go, the Hatbox Ghost from the Haunted Mansion. And you know what? It's my rule, so I'm going to go ahead and break it. I missed something, and I'm not going to be able to rest. And, you know, spirits need to rest. There we go. Gotta make sure we get that in there. All right, so there we go. The Hatbox Ghost as Spirit, the 6th prompt for Inktober 2021. And, of course, keeping it monstrous and making it under 20 minutes. So those are the two major things that I was the most concerned about. And that's a wrap for day 6. Day 7's coming up. Oh boy, which means we'll be about, well, the better part of a quarter away through Inktober. If you like what we're doing here, please scare up that like button. You can, of course, let us haunt you forever by subscribing to the channel. And there is a playlist for Inktober content for 2021, so you can check that out as well. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. The best is yet to come.